So the Korean, the far side of the court, Park Sun-hwang, the number 13 seed, up against the former world and Olympic champion, Taufik Hidayat of Indonesia. Now, of course, the first question I have to ask you, Ian, is they both had big results yesterday. They both won matches they weren't expected to win. Taufik Hidayat beating world number 1 Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, Park Sun-hwang beating Lin Dan, the then reigning world champion and Olympic champion. Sometimes after a big result, a big win, there's a little reaction to that. After being on such a high, there's inevitably a bit of a low.
Yes, I think that's more likely to be the case with the younger player here, Park. Less used to being in these situations, whereas Taufik's got all of that experience to draw on. Been at the top so long, it's amazing he's still only 29. And I think Taufik will deal with that situation. I don't see a problem for him. My question is whether how Park deals with it. I'll be very interested to watch the tactics of Taufik Hidayat here. He found a tremendous game plan yesterday to counter the speed and physicality of Lee Chong-wei. I wonder what he's going to come up with against this tall Korean player today.
It's hard to believe that Hidayat is only 29 years of age. You think back 10 years, he was the number 1 seed at the Sydney Olympics. He won his first ever major competition before the days of the Super Series. It was the Grand Prix that were the highest level of tournament when he was just 16 years old. Goodness. Down the line, the indecision from the Indonesian, but he got away with it. Yeah, it was going to land in. He was right to hit it in the end. Shot too good, too tight.
I'm sure the last words of the Korean coach to his player before this game started were, make sure that you get into the game early. Don't let Taufik get off to the quick start he got against Lee Chong-wei. Because with that quick start yesterday, it had 2 effects. One, he was able to control the tempo of the game. And 2, it really stressed Lee Chong-wei. I have to say, he got very, very stressed with the situation with Taufik starting so well. And I'm sure the Korean's going out there to try and impose his probably superior physicality on this game as early as he can.
Biding his time, patient play from Taufik Hidayat.
6-2.
It's well long off the back line.
Just wonder whether we're going to see the same pattern as in the previous semi-final. The older experienced player getting off to the good start, managing to control the first set and then just gradually losing the edge physically. It's been a very, very long, hard week for the singles players, playing in very, very hot, humid conditions. Just wonder if that's going to have an effect here.
At the moment, the Korean is just not reading what's coming at him. He's slow to react. 6 straight points.
7.
Yeah, it's not giving Tafiq time and space on the front of the court. That's already sound tactics.
Service over 4-7.
If you've been with us earlier in the week, you'll have heard Ian and I talking about the wonderful shot making of Taufik Hidayat and his tactical awareness. Absolutely superb. But just tell us what the qualities of the tall Korean are.
Well, I think we've seen it in a couple of the rounds already. He defends extremely well. He's got a very good reach, and that allied with his leg strength, he gets down low very, very well for a big guy. But the more importantly, he recovers very quickly as well and finds a good position on court very quickly after the defensive shots. Where I've noticed a big improvement in his game recently is around the net. He was quite poor technically around the net in the younger part of his career, but it's a good example there. He's really improved that in the last 12 months. You see his defence there, fantastic reaction.
Broke the strings of his racket as he tried to play that defensive shot. Parks and Wang. But it's interesting to me, and you talk about his wonderful defence. His first ever success at the World Junior Championships, he won the gold medal, Parks and Wang, in the boys' doubles playing with Hang Sang-hyun. So he was brought up playing singles and doubles, and I know it's something that we've discussed and about the development of young players. It's so good that they start off with all disciplines.
Koreans have always done it. They've always insisted on their players playing at least 2 events. The first time I came across the Olympic mixed champion, Lee Hyo-jung, was in the All England singles when I coached a French girl against her in the first round of the All England singles. Now, when you look at her now, over the last 5 years, she's been one of the top doubles and mixed players in the world, and you really wouldn't think that she could play singles at all. But because she was a little bit big and lacked a bit of coordination, the Koreans insisted she play singles for the first 3 years of her career. So she played singles and doubles. Didn't start mixed until they withdrew her from the singles. They felt she'd got enough agility.
To use his height and reach, Parks and Wang, to play the acute angle across court.
9-4.
Yes. People might think I'm using the same commentary as I used for the other semi-final earlier on today, but although Tafiq's winning, he's having to hit so many shuttles to win these points, and I just wonder how that's going to be a factor later in this match.
No, it's gone wide.
Service over.
Saw a little bit of his double skill there, good reactions when the shuttle was driven at him. I also remember in World Juniors, Hai Tai Kwon playing a very good singles. As you can imagine, very, very aggressive. Someone who later became the Olympic men's doubles champion. He played singles a little bit like a doubles player, but he played singles all the same.
9.
Yes, and Park Ji-won as well. He was a fine, fine singles player.
Fantastic singles player. Only ever really played it later in his career for his country. in Thomas Cup situations, but he beat a lot of the world's best players.
Yes, I think perhaps in Europe we could learn a thing or two about keeping the development of our younger players going in all disciplines before specialising.
Said it before, singles develops two real key elements for me in badminton, and that's one, decision making. You're on your own on the court, you've got to make your own decisions and learn to do that. And the second one is the agility required to be a top badminton player in any of the disciplines.
A very deceptive, simple push from Taufik Hidiak to win the rally and get to the mid-game interval with a 5-point advantage.